Tanker, this is Tanker's Review, and today I'm looking at Rainbow Six Siege. It's currently in testing right now, whether it's beta or beta, that's up to you, but at the end of the day, it's still in testing. There's one of two ways to get into it, possibly three if you really look on the internet, but really, there's only two that I know of. You can opt into the test by going to Ubisoft's website and saying, please let me in, I love you. Or you can go pre-order the game and you'll get a guaranteed beta access that way, sort of thing. Me personally, I got invited. I haven't pre-ordered this game, but after playing the test, I'm more inclined to actually go buy it. At the moment, it's the game itself is just a first-person shooter game. It's more of a capture the flag scenario, but in this case, it's more of capture the bomb. Because it's the invading team tries to get the bomb, the defending team tries to stop them from getting the bomb. The reason why this game, to me, is a lot better than a lot of other first-person shooter games out there is you can actually shoot through walls, doors, and all that sort of stuff. Certain stuff you can't, like concrete and marble, but other stuff like drywall or just a normal wall in a house, you can actually shoot through it at the dude that's inside it. Some walls can be completely destroyed or really create like a doorway sort of thing. But that's based on the wall itself. Some walls allow you to blow a hole straight through it. Others will allow you to blow a hole, but it's reinforced with steel. So therefore, you have like steel frame in the middle. So you can still shoot through it. You just can't walk through it. Other times, there's places on the ground. You can actually drop through the ground by blowing a hole in the ground, or the floor actually. You can drop through the floor, you know, and attack that way. Other ways is you can repel, you know, by setting up a rope and then climbing up the rope and sort of hanging outside the window, shooting in through that way. Most people get me that way because I suck at first-person shooters, and so forth. And the game itself is really chaotic, and that's the main part about it that I like. I like the fact that it's not just a straightforward see that dude over there, go shoot him. You know, it's more of, see that dude over there, he's gone now, you should have looked. You know, that's what I like about it. It's so unpredictable. You don't know where they're coming in from. It could be the walls, it could be the floor, it could be a window, it could be the ceiling, and so forth. So the game itself is very interesting and very tantalizing, so to speak, because I was only meant to play like a couple of hours of it, do a review, blah, blah, blah. I've been playing it now for 8 hours, and I'm still I had to take a break to do this recording so I can jump back in and play it. To me, I'm enjoying it. You have factions or, I don't know, organizations where you can buy operators. What an operator is, it's more of a class. So think of, say, World of Warcraft. It's like having a warlock or a paladin or a druid and so forth. Same thing with this game. The factions or organizations, if you wish, offer different classes. So the operator for the first faction, because the first faction is SAS, so the first operator for that faction is called Siege. The main point of a siege is to use the breaching hammer. It's using a hammer to break through destructible objects. Like I said earlier, walls, doors, windows, that sort of stuff. This bloke can destroy it in one hit. Where a normal player, it might take you, I don't know, a couple of hits to knock it down. This guy can pretty much clean it out in one hit. He's great. He offers a balance for the team, really, if used correctly. Primary weapon is a shotgun, assault rifle. Secondary weapon is a 9mm Beretta, an Uzi, and then you have gadgets. Gadgets are sort of class specific or operator specific. They have certain uses in certain places and so forth. There's one further down that detect humans, you know, heartbeat and stuff like that. So it gives you an idea of where they are and so forth. His gadgets are a frag grenade and a breaching charge. So what a breaching charge is, you can put it on a wall, like I said, and blow it open. You can put it on a window, blow it open, you know, that sort of stuff. But with him having an actual sledgehammer, you don't really need to use the breaching charge as much. He's very useful in a team. Next on the SAS lineup is Smoke. His main ability is Remote Gas Grenade. Set a remote detonating toxic gas charge. So the main purpose of Smoke would be to create smoke shields, gas them out, stuff like that. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll be bunkered in somewhere and you got to try and get in there without your head being shot off. So Smoke allows that. He'll force them out, so to speak, you know, making easier targets. So once again, he actually has a place in the team if used correctly. Main weapons is an assault rifle, shotgun, followed by secondary weapon, 9mm Beretta, and an Uzi. The gadgets are barbed wire. So what the barbed wire is for, it slows them. You know, because if you think about it in real life, when it comes to barbed wire, you know, you gotta cross it carefully. You don't want to cut yourself, so you gotta go slow. That's what barbed wire does. It just makes them go slower. Correct position, it can actually set up moving targets, so to speak, because the enemy's coming in. Oh crap, there's barbed wire, but I'm still going over it. They're going to move slower, making them an easy target, easy to kill. And then he also has like a little C4 charge, really. You just throw it, detonate it, and hope for the best. Next on the lineup is the FBI SWAT. You've got 2 people. Once again, you have the attacker and the defender, which I'll go into later. The first one on the FBI SWAT is Thermite. Thermite's main ability is exothermic charge. Set an exothermic charge to destroy a reinforced wall. Like as I said before, you can destroy a wall. So what a defender might do is put up a reinforcement on that wall. So it's like adding extra security. So even though you try and blast your way through, or you just got met with a massive steel plate in front of you, so to speak. What Thermite does is he actually cuts through that with this charge. So even though they've reinforced it, it doesn't matter. He'll still get you in. Once again, he has his place in the team. He's not the greatest. Well, not that I've seen people play him that great. Me personally, I feel he's very limited. He needs more charges or something more to offer the group other than a thermo charge. Like, all it's going to do is cut through the reinforcement, and then 9 times out of 10, you're already in the room anyway, and you don't even need that charge. So, but it's personal preference there. Some people might know how to use him. Me, I don't, and I haven't seen anyone that can. Primary weapon is assault rifle, a shotgun. Secondary weapon, 2 9mm Berettas. Gadget is the frag grenade breaching charge. Next on the lineup for FBI is Pulse. Pulse's main ability is cardiac sensor. Detects heartbeats at a short distance through objects. So what Pulse's main ability is really is just to try and detect where they are. Because there's no real way to detect where people are unless people call them out and stuff like that. But even then, you still don't know where they are. What Pulse does is it detects hearts. So you pull up this little screen and you sort of look around sort of thing, and you'll see like in Aliens, you know, it's like boop, boop sort of thing. That sort of aspect to it. If you, yeah, my failed description there, but still, it adds like a little heart thing. It's a red circle that expands. So the closer they are to you, the bigger the circle, of course. The further they are away, the smaller the circle. To me, he actually offers a really valuable part to the team. To me, Pulse, played correctly, is the most OP player in the game. It doesn't mean that he is OP. It's just used correctly with that heart, the cardiac sensor. It's literally the bomb. It really is. I say he is a must-have on every team, used correctly though. Primary weapon, once again, is the shotgun, an assault rifle, well, sort of some sort of semi-automatic thing, but secondary weapon is the 9mm Berettas again, followed by barbed wire, followed by shape charge. Next up, we have Gigan, or GIGN. The GIGN actually offers two attackers, versus every other class seems to only have one at the point in time of this recording, because once again it is in testing, so I can't really offer a complete in-depth review of this thing being released. So at this point in time it offers two attackers, one defense. The first one is Twitch. Twitch main ability is shock drone to disable traps or injure enemies. What Twitch does is the little shock drone will go in and disable the traps, but it's also good, you know, you can sort of race it up to an enemy, you know, if you can aim correctly, you can actually put a C4 charge on it and actually run that thing in with the C4 charge on top of it and blow them up. I've only ever seen that once though. It was by pure fluke. I was playing with someone and he was Twitch. I was some random player and I just threw the charge. It actually landed as it was running through. It was really cool because actually when it went into the room, I blew them up, got like 5 kills. It was great. But primary weapons is an assault rifle, a shotgun, and another assault rifle, followed by secondary weapons, the 9mm Beretta and a 44 Magnum. The only difference in gadget is Twitch has a shock grenade and breaching charge. Next up for GIGN is Mon. I can't actually pronounce that. Montagen, I think it's called, but I'm probably totally getting that wrong, so I'm just going to call him Mon. His main ability is an extendable shield. Can extend his shield to offer full protection while standing. There is another one like him, but he doesn't have the full body shield. This bloke does. His primary weapon, of course, is that shield. But I've actually seen that shield extend further. So it not only offers protection for him, but also a little protection for other people around it, which is really, really handy. Main purpose of him is really just to tank. He's slow, he's big, he's heavy, but he's to kill. It's really hard to kill him, but you know, once you kill him, the team pretty much falls apart. Main weapon is the shield. Secondary weapon is 9mm Beretta, followed by a Magnum, followed by a stun grenade, followed by a smoke grenade. Next up for GIGN is Rook. Rook's main ability is armor pack. Drop a supply bag full of armor plates for his teammates to use. So if you're in the middle of a fight and say you made it out, you're still alive, but you made it out and your armor's a bit low. With this guy in the group, you can actually grab some armor and have fresh armor all over again. But don't get me wrong, you got to stand there and strap it up. So you're pretty much a walking target if someone catches you in the middle of it. But still, he's handy to have, but he needs to offer a lot more than that. Primary weapon is an assault rifle, followed by what looks like an AK-47, followed by a shotgun, followed by a secondary weapons is a Magnum, 9mm Beretta, and the gadgets. He has barbed wire fence, but he also has an extra ability, which is a shield. This shield can be placed down and creates like a little 3-wall barrier. It's not that much coverage, but it's enough to, if you're in a bit of a bind, it's there to help out. The problem is he still doesn't offer that much. If he offered a little bit more, I would actually say he was a very, very great player to actually play. But he doesn't really offer it. So, me personally, he needs to get fixed. Next up is GSG9. The first operator for the GSG9 is IQ. IQ's main purpose really is at the start of a match. Her main ability really is just the electronics detector. Use the electronics detector to locate any electronics in range through obstacles such as walls. IQ is really weak and she needs to offer more, but she doesn't. And that's the sad part about IQ. IQ is very, very great at the start when you've got to go in as these little robots to detect where people are and find the objective and all that. She can help eliminate them by detecting where they are and say, yeah, it's over here, go get it. Or you can actually race around and get it yourself. But after that, she really doesn't offer anything. You know what? I can detect someone throwing a bomb at me. Really, she needs a buff, something fierce. Next up for the GSG-9 is Jagger. Jagger's main ability is to use an active defensive system to interrupt grenades before they detonate. This is very, very, very useful. Most of the time, you'll come across players that are bunkered in somewhere. So what they've done is barricaded themselves inside the objective room, which most players will do. With Jagger, it makes it so much easier to barricade yourself, because most people end up throwing charges or grenades and so forth to try and get you out of that room, to try and get you out of that comfy spot. What Jagger does is stop that. To me, he's the best one you can pick when it comes to defending. He offers so much in defense, it's not funny. It's just, he's the greatest at it, really. Primary weapon is a shotgun, followed by an assault rifle. Secondary weapon is 9mm Beretta. Gadgets are the shield and barbed wire fence. Next up for the GSG-9 is Bandit. Bandit's main ability is shock wire. Set a high tension shock wire on the metallic gadgets, dealing damage to enemies. Really, this is just more of a tripwire with a bit of a bite, really. Bandit offers some handy stuff, really, but once again, he's like IQ. There's so much more he could do, but he's so lacking in it. If there was just that tiny bit more he could do when defending, or that tiny bit more like IQ when she attacks, that little bit more longevity to him, it would actually really, really be a useful player. But really, the tripwires aren't really doing anything but annoyance. They don't kill people. They don't get in the way of people. They're just there. I'm Tanker. This has been Tanker's Review. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. If you dislike it, hit the dislike.